Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and I know I scared a lot of you today when you guys saw me just selling. So let me explain what happened. First of all, for those of you who don't know, I post all of my buys and sells on both Twitter and Facebook. So if you go down to the description below, you will see links to my Facebook and my Twitter. You can follow me on those and you can see all of the trades that I make throughout the day. I don't do a Patreon or anything like that. This is YouTube, it's not Patreon. So I use Twitter and Facebook to let you guys know what I'm buying and selling for free. So there you go. So why was I selling so much today? Let me explain. I have two different types of trading versus investing that I do. In my investment portfolio, that's my long-term portfolio, I did not touch it. I did not sell a single stock in my long-term portfolio today, okay? I didn't buy any either. I literally did not touch my long-term portfolio. So when you guys see me buying and selling stocks, don't think that I am now suddenly having second thoughts about the fundamentals or the long-term outlook of the company or anything like that. The stocks that I'm buying and selling and posting on Twitter and Facebook are my short-term swing trades, okay? So all of the stocks that I sold today, these are the stocks that I bought last Tuesday when we had that huge market dip at around 8:30 in the morning. And they're also the stocks that I bought on Friday. If you guys remember, I loaded up on Tuesday morning and I loaded up again on Friday when we had these huge dips. And today, all of those stocks were up. They were up a lot. I mean, I was up, 50% on SOS. I was up like 30% on XONE. I mean, a lot of my short-term plays were just up a ton of money. And so that's why I sold those stocks today. When I'm up 30, 50% in one day, I'm sorry, I'm getting out, especially on a short-term play. So that's what happened. That's why I was selling all of the stocks today. It had nothing to do with fundamentals, nothing to do with the long-term outlook of the companies. These were strictly short-term plays that I was up a lot of money on in a very short period of time. So I wanted to sell them and get out. Now, why today? Why not later? Well, here's why. Because we are still in a market correction. I know today was up. It was up a lot. It was a huge up day in the market. Almost every single stock was up. You can see all the green over here. It was absolutely incredible. But don't forget, we're still in the middle of a market correction. And when we have market corrections, what happens from day to day, week to week? Well, we get a zigzag, right? So what happened? Today, up. What's going to happen tomorrow? Back down, probably, and just keep zigzagging down. So that's why I saw this huge update, and I'm thinking, you know what? We're still in the middle of a market correction. This is probably temporary. We might be up for the week, but probably going to end up going back down next week and the week after. Keep in mind that even after today's update, we're down, I think, 2% since the top of the SPY. So we have, 8% more to go down before we officially are in correction territory. So just keep that in mind. That's why I sold a lot of the short-term trades today, because I think we're going to keep going down in the short term. So what I'm doing right now is about 30% cash I have right now, and about 70% I'm still holding stocks on. I know it looks like a lot of selling today, but in reality, I only have 30% cash. So still have 70% of my portfolio in stocks that I'm still holding, that I still believe in. So don't panic when you see a ton of selling. Again, these are just short-term trades. It's just very technical reasons why I sold those stocks. The good news is we had a great update today. A lot of profits were made. The bad news is we are still in the middle of a market correction, and I do expect the stock market sell-off to continue next week and the week after. All right, guys, we have a lot of stocks to cover today because we have a lot of stocks that are at good buy-in prices right now. So let's get to them. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 10 YouTubers. I then compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch one video each day, and you will get every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get to today's stock picks, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor, and none of the YouTubers I analyze are financial advisors either. This video is purely for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who are wondering, you are looking at the Webull desktop app right now. I use Webull for trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. Okay, let's get to today's stock picks. First up is ABML. This is American Battery Metals Corporation, and they're a lithium battery recycler. The traveling trader said this is back to a buy zone since it is now back to the 50-day EMA. You can also see on my chart that it is maintaining its upward trend line. This is a stock that I am holding long term, and I have not sold even though I'm down 30% on it. I will continue to hold, and I am thinking about adding more to dollar cost average down. Next up is AMC. This is AMC Movie Theaters. Smart Trader likes the fact that AMC is building higher lows from day to day, and that is a very bullish sign. Still, I did sell AMC today for a nice profit since I bought AMC for just $7, and I am looking to get back in at around $8. Hopefully. Next up is APXT. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with AvePoint, which is a data management company that is specifically focused on the Microsoft Cloud. Chris Sain said this is very attractive under $13. I will let you know that MACD is still bearish, although the RSI did bounce off of 30, so this may be a very early reversal sign. The green candles are still very low volume though, so I really think this will drop further. I will personally recommend waiting before buying APXT. Next up is BNGO. This is Bionanogenomics, and Richard Allen gave an update on BNGO today and let us know about an article that just came out saying that it is time to take profits on BNGO. The chart is at weak support right now, so it's hard to tell if this is going to bounce or if it's going to continue dropping. If it does continue dropping, the next support level is at $8.65, which is the 50-day EMA. Richard Allen did go over a study in his video, but it was way over my head, so I can't even begin to explain to you what he was talking about. So please go watch Richard Allen's video if you want to know more about the recent study. Now, regarding the article, it was basically saying that BNGO should not continue to rise until BNGO sees revenue growth. The article was bullish on BNGO in the long term, but it was bearish in the short term. The article raised the concern that because BNGO is not profitable, it will need more offerings to raise capital, which will put downward pressure on the share price. The article recommended a buy-under price of $7.50. Now, personally, I still think this has strong support at $8.65. So we'll see how far down BNGO actually goes. Next up is CCIV. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with Lucid Motors. Lucid Motors is an American EV company and a competitor to Tesla. Stock Mo has been dollar cost averaging down on CCIV. He said he's seen a large drop followed by a rise back up before. He saw it on Facebook, ticker symbol FB, when it first came out. So StockMo does think CCIV will start going back up soon. Next up is CHPT. This is ChargePoint, formerly under SPAC symbol SBE, now trading under ticker symbol CHPT. Richard Allen explained that if you looked at SBE and saw it was at $0 or not tradable or something like that, the reason is because the ticker symbol changed. Now, remember yesterday how I said that SPACs normally sell off post-merger? And sure enough, we are seeing that with CHPT. So at this point, I think the best time to get in would be under $26 and as close to $25 as you can. However, there is a chance that CHPT fails to drop below the $29.75 support level, but if the market correction continues, then I'm pretty sure we'll see CHPT get down to around $26. StockMo said he continues to hold this as a long-term investment. Next up is CLOV. This is Clover Health, and this is a Medicare Advantage provider. I just wanted to give you guys an update on CLOV. This is a stock that I've been waiting a long time to buy into. Now, I had bought a very small position about 2 weeks ago at around $11.40, and I sold those shares early today when CLOV bounced off of resistance and started to go back down. A few hours later, CLOV crossed the resistance level of $10.62, which then became support, and CLOV bounced off of that support level 6 times, which caused me to buy it, but this time with much larger position. Unfortunately, they reported earnings that were below expectations, and the stock dropped 3% after hours. But given the fact that CLOV has been so beat down over the past few months, and it hit all-time lows on Friday, I do think we are seeing signs of nearing a bottom. The RSI clearly bounced today, and the MACD is showing early signs of a reversal. If this can hold over the next 2 or 3 days, and we get strong closing above $10.62, then I think CLOV is ripe for a short squeeze. Now, all of that said, the earnings were still good, and given how much the stock has already fallen, I think CLOV should be at a much higher price than it is now. I will also let you know that Smart Trader went over CLOV's earnings in detail, so if you want an in-depth analysis on Clover's earnings, I recommend you watch Smart Trader's video that he uploaded Monday night. Next up is CLSN. This is Celsion, and they're a pharmaceutical company. Their FDA approval has been fast-tracked, but they have not received FDA approval yet. The traveling trader said this is back to a buy point because it is at the 21-day EMA. Next up is CSWC. This is Capital Southwest, and this is a dividend stock. Chris Sane reminded us that the cum div is on March 11th, so if you want the dividend on CSWC, you need to make sure that you own the shares before the market closes on March 11th. Next up is GSAT. This is Global Star, and they're a 5G company. The traveling trader said this is back to a buy point because it is at the 21-day EMA. The traveling trader also likes the fact that their gross profit margin has been increasing every year and is now over 60%. Next up is IDEX. This is Ideanomics, and they make a wireless charging station for EVs, similar to how your phone charges on a wireless charging pad. ZipTrader upgraded this from a pure speculative play to a weak play. It bounced off of the upward trend line, and if it can continue on its upward trajectory, then now is a good price to buy in at. Just be careful and get ready to sell if it drops below $3. I would put a stop loss in IDEX at $2.75. Next up is JMIA. This is JMIA, and they're an African e-commerce company similar to Amazon. ZipTrader said this was just beat down with the overall market, and at this price, this is an obvious add money to play. Next up is MARA. This is Marathon Digital Holdings, and they're a Bitcoin miner. ZipTrader recommends buying MARA on a dip, and based upon the current trend line, a good dip price would be under $30. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. StockMo has been adding NIO and will continue to add NIO on the dips. He said NIO will come back up even if it takes 7 or 8 weeks. Now, they did report earnings, and their earnings were released while aftermarket were still open. Unfortunately, the earnings were below expectations, and the stock was down 4% after hours. It's still above the 100-day EMA though, so that support level is still holding. It'll be interesting to see what NIO does the rest of this week. I can't really make any predictions right now because it could go either way. Either continue dropping, perhaps as low as $38, or bounce and get back up above $50. Now, both StockMo and Smart Trader released videos Monday night going over their earnings, so if you want a detailed analysis on NIO earnings, I recommend you watch both StockMo's and Smart Trader's videos that they uploaded Monday night. Next up is NNDM. This is Nano Dimension, and they're a 3D computer chip printer manufacturer. ZipTrader stressed that there is nothing wrong with NNDM, it's just selling off because of the overall market and because they also did another share offering. Now, I will let you know that I sold my NNDM short-term position today for a small profit, but I do plan to buy back in soon. I also continue to hold NNDM in my long-term portfolio. ZipTrader and I both agree that this will start going back up again in the near future. In the short term though, I'm thinking that I might be able to buy this under $10 again, hopefully. Next up is PLTR. This is Palantir, and they're a data analytics company. StockMo bought PLTR on Monday for his YouTube stock picks portfolio. PLTR was chosen by his viewers and is not necessarily StockMo's stock pick. Keenan Grace also likes PLTR, and he recommends this as a long-term hold. I will tell you that we have two things going on here. One, it remains in its short-term downtrend, and two, it continues to bounce off of strong support at around $24. So the next few days are going to be critical for PLTR. If it can continue to rise and close above the 50-day EMA, then I think we see PLTR rise back up. But if it closes below the support level, then I think we see PLTR continue to drop, possibly down to the 200-day EMA at around $19. Personally, I'm waiting to buy back into PLTR until we get a clear sign of a reversal. Right now, this is just too risky for me. But ZipTrader did say this isn't add money to play at the current price. Next up is POAI. This is Predictive Oncology, and they are using AI in drug discovery. The traveling trader says this is at the 21-day EMA, and it's back to a good buy zone. The traveling trader thinks this will get to $2 soon and also makes a good long-term play. Next up is SFTW. This is the SPAC, and they're merging with Black Sky. Black Sky is an Earth observation satellite company with an advanced artificial intelligence algorithm to process the data and provide detailed information to its customers. Dead Inside went over the catalyst for SFTW today that could result in the stock doubling. He talked about a company that Black Sky owns 50% of that is growing quickly. He also talked about how when ARK Invest releases their Space Innovation ETF, that this could cause SFTW to increase in price. He also talked about how the increase in AI usage will be upward catalyst for Black Sky. So if you are interested in investing in SFTW, you should watch Dead Inside's video that he uploaded Monday. Next up is SIRC. This is Solar Integrated Roofing. They are a solar roofing and EV charging station company. The traveling trader recommends watching this for a couple of days to see if we find support at the 50-day EMA before buying. In the long term, the traveling trader said this is a monster play. Next up is SNDL. This is Sundial Growers and they're an MMJ stock. The traveling trader said he is happy to buy SNDL here at the 21-day EMA. Virginia just joined 15 other states in legalizing MMJ. Next up is SOS. This is SOS Limited and they're a Bitcoin miner. The traveling trader said he likes SOS here because there is a lot of fear right now. Now personally, I sold SOS today because I was up 50% in just one day. But this remains a good stock. It might be a little bit high at $7.92 after hours, but even at that price, it would still have to double to get back to all-time highs. So there is still quite a bit of upside potential in SOS. Now if you want a really deep dive analysis on SOS, then I recommend you watch Larry Jones' video that he uploaded Monday evening. He did a 20-minute video going through the short reports, the price action, the rumors of fraud, and the future of SOS. Next up is TRCH. This is Torchlight Energy Resources. The traveling trader listed this as a good short-term play. He said the only shining attribute of this company is that they recently went debt-free. From a technical standpoint, it's maintaining above the 21-day EMA, which is strong. If it can maintain this trend, the traveling trader said this has the opportunity to get back to $5. But this is a risky long-term play because of an upcoming reverse merger with MMATF. The traveling trader does recommend setting a stop loss at $1.95 if you decide to buy the stock. Next up is TTCF. This is Tattooed Chef and they're a plant-based foods company and a competitor to Beyond Meat. Chris Sane likes TTCF under $20. TTCF bounced off of the 100-day EMA last Tuesday and it closed above the support level on Monday. That is actually a strong bullish sign for TTCF. RSI bounced off of 30 and the MACD is showing early signs of a reversal. This might be the bottom for TTCF. But I will warn you that it hit the 200-day EMA on December 2nd, so it might go back down there again, especially if the market correction continues starting next week. This one is risky, but it could pay off. If you decide to buy in right now, I would set a stop loss at $20.30. Next up is VACQ. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab is a satellite launch company focused on small satellites and a direct competitor to Astra, currently under SPAC symbol HOL. My financial friend let us know that this merger was announced today. If you like HOL but you want to diversify, you might want to consider splitting your position between HOL and VACQ. ZipTrader said VACQ is just getting started and he gave a price target between $16 and $18. Next up is VUZI. This is VUZI, and ZipTrader said he would be talking about VUZI in depth soon. He recommends looking into it. Now it ran up way too fast for my personal taste, and I would prefer to wait for this to come back down significantly before buying. It was up today because ARK Invest bought it and also ZipTrader alerted on it. Now I know a lot of you watch my videos in the early morning during pre-market. Just keep in mind that my videos are recaps of the prior day, so you're still missing out on any news and pre-market action that might be taking place. I haven't mentioned this yet, but when you sign up for ZipTrader U, you also get access to ZipTrader's morning briefings. These morning briefings are put together by Charlie and his team, and they include stock alerts based upon pre-market action. Some people literally pay for the $400 ZipTrader U just to get access to the ZipTrader morning briefings. So if you've been looking for another reason to join ZipTrader U, there you have it. Just one morning briefing play can literally pay for your entire course. And of course, as a viewer of my channel, you get a special discount for 15% off ZipTrader U, which will save you about $60. If you are interested in that, I have instructions in the description of this video explaining how to get 15% off ZipTrader U. Next up is WKHS. This is Workhorse and they're an American commercial vehicle manufacturer getting into EVs. ZipTrader still likes WKHS because of Biden's federal fleet initiative. There are only so many companies that can meet Biden's requirements, and Workhorse is one of them. ZipTrader does not see this as a quick recovery play, but he does see this as a long-term recovery play. Next up is ZOM. This is Zomedica, and they're a pharmaceutical company. Keenan Gray said he is trying to load up on ZOM under $2. Keenan Gray showed us that in the last 10 days, 8 large institutions bought ZOM, and 6 of those bought ZOM for the first time. Now, Keenan Grace gave the exact same price targets I have, so I will reiterate them for you. We have a buy-under price of $2 and an ideal buying price of $1.85. The only difference is that Keenan Gray said he would buy more at $1.50, while I actually have a stop-loss price at $1.50. So you'll have to decide what you want to do with that. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what your favorite stock pick is for Tuesday. And if you want to get some free stocks, sign up for Webull or SoFi using my links in the description below. When you sign up for Webull, you're going to get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. When you sign up for SoFi, you're going to get a free stock worth $50. And in each case, they're going to give me 1 free stock, so it helps you out and also helps the channel out. Finally, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.